Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be planting this beautiful Big Daddy Hydrangea from the Southern Living Plant Collection. This variety is really amazing. It gets balloon size flower clusters on it, about 14 inches around. It has a compact habit. It ends up getting pretty big. This is a vigorous grow, a pretty big grower. It's going to get 5 or 6 feet tall and 5 to 6 feet in width, but it stays super compact while it does it. All of them that I've gotten in these containers have been just super compact. A lot of hydrangeas, mop head hydrangeas I get in, or big leaf hydrangeas I get in, are kind of stretched out a little bit with a flower here and a flower here and not a lot of foliage. This one always has very thick, compact foliage like this, so it's just not going to have a lot of maintenance on it. The flower clusters will be pink in alkaline soils and bluer in acidic soils. I did a video last year on pink and blue hydrangeas. You may want to go back and take a look at. It can be manipulated some. I really like this variety. It is a remontant variety, meaning it blooms on old and new wood. Just a few years back, we only had a few varieties that would do this, and now kind of quickly we're seeing those plants taken and creating new, more interesting, larger flowers, shorter plants, wider plants, bigger leaves. This thing has beautiful foliage. It has shiny foliage on it. The variety, this bluebird variety I have behind me, the foliage on this one is just much nicer. It's another advance that's been made on these. Not only is it a repeat bloomer, but also the foliage has been taken into consideration in the development of these new plants. I'm going to be planting it here. I'm going to get some good morning light, and it's going to be in some afternoon shade. Maybe a little too dark over here. I've limbed these trees up recently above me, hoping to get some more light in here. If I find that it's stretching or ending up with a lot of leaf spot problems, I'll move it out of here and find a slightly sunnier spot. This one's going to be hardy in zone 6 to 9. In zone 6, you could probably put it in quite a bit more sun than I can down here in 7B, close to 8. And definitely in 9, you're going to want to, morning sun is ideal. If you can find a place that stays in the sun until, 12, 11 or 12 every day, and then it goes into the shade in the late afternoon, that's kind of best for these plants. This is a remontant variety, so even if it's winter damage or accidentally pruned by a husband or whatever happens to it in the wintertime, you'll still get flowers on it the following year. It doesn't really require a lot of pruning because, like I say, it's got this really super compact habit, but you can go through here and deadhead it a little bit. If you ever need to, if it ever gets 6 feet tall and that's just too much for it, you can kind of do a little bit of a reset on it after its first heavy bloom in the early summer. It may or may not, if you did a major pruning on it, have time to come back out and bloom again that summer, but wouldn't be any problem doing a reset on it. The soil I have in this area, this is kind of a flat area in my yard, and the water drains to this spot, and it doesn't typically drain very well, but I got this one area right in here where I have a lot of topsoil. Let me show that to you. So I'm hoping you can see this, that orange color right there where I'm pointing with the shovel. It's about 4 inches down. I've got a loam or a topsoil that's about 3 to 4 inches in this space. So I'm not going to mend this with anything. If I have soil where the top 3 or 4 inches are a loam or a topsoil like this, it just really doesn't need any amendments. The clay is down below it. Most of the time the clay is right up to the surface in my yard, and I use pine bark soil conditioner and/or compost and other amendments to try to improve the drainage. You're just not going to need to do that in this space. When I'm planting in a flat space that has a kind of a clay base like this does, I have left this plant up about 2 inches, and I hope you can see that. That's the top of the root ball right there. I'm going to pull a little more soil up to the edge of this, but I just want to show you, this is how much I'm leaving this plant up above the grade right there. Like I say, it's about 2 inches. And then I'll pull the soil up to the edge of that, and then I'm going to come back in here and come back around it with my pine straw. Big leaf hydrangeas really don't get a lot of chewing insect problems. They are susceptible to some leaf spot issues. Most hydrangeas, like the big leaf hydrangeas like this, and this bluebird hydrangea serrata there, and oak leaf hydrangeas are all kind of susceptible to that if the leaves stay too wet for too long. And they're definitely not deer resistant. That's one issue we do have to be concerned about. If you have deer issues, you want to put these up closer to your house or someplace you're pretty confident they won't come. I'll water it in well right now, but in this space in my yard, I'm not going to have to do a lot of ongoing watering on it. Don't fall into the trap of watering these every afternoon because they're wilting. If hydrangeas have a little defense system they'll do late in the day and look like they need water, and then when the sun goes down, the leaves will spring back open or upright. Make sure you go and actually check it. Dig down around the base of the plant a couple inches, and if it needs water, water it, and water it well, but make sure you check it before you do it, because if you water it in response to that afternoon wilt every day, you may end up overdoing it over time. But anyway, I'll give you some updates on this plant as it fills in and grows and the flowers get bigger on it during the summer. This Big Daddy Hydrangea from Southern Living Plant Collection is a really beautiful plant. Thank you very much for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for update videos later on. Thanks.